to Kai Chi Alchemy. You can call me Katchi. This is a space of love, y'all. Welcome or welcome back. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time it is, wherever you are in the cosmos today. I want to thank y'all for showing up. Thanks for co-creating community with me. Thanks for all that engagement. Thank you on 72 subscribers today. That's been super incredibly helpful so that we can get out to more people and hopefully help more people. Here we're going to do a one brief conscious breath meditation. So taking your hand on your heart and a hand on your belly. You can pause at the top for a bit if you'd like. And as you settle into that moment of silence here, I hope everybody had a fantastic Mother's Day. I will be getting that Maya Astro deck short up shortly, as well as that Libra Zodiac reading, so keep an eye out for that. Can't say exactly when it will happen, but I know it's coming up here. I always feel like I'm missing some cards from this deck, but it's actually just quite small. But even though I've had it for so long, I don't think I've even had the opportunity to pull all these cards yet. So what a wonderful opportunity to do that with y'all here today and explore that. So for the collective tuning in here today, Freya, Folly, Michael, Mary, please be here with me now. Please allow me to channel a message in alignment with the greatest and highest good of the collective here today, balanced with that of the collective at large. Please and thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for your blessings. Thank you for your protection. Thank you for your insight. That was quite fast. Oh, it flipped over all three of these. Okay. So I guess I'm going to take the one that came out on the top, but I still want to show y'all what else we got here, just in case. So this first card is Externsteine. Just wanted to make sure that I was pronouncing that right and get the card glare off of that. And this is one of those cards where there's two cards in this deck that look almost exactly the same, but they have almost nothing to do with each other except for like the mountains and the rainbows. And with the color scheme, you could look at it from far away and think it's exactly the same card, but again, they have nothing to do with each other. Might be something in there for you. I posted something a while ago, I think, where it was like, from a distance, it could be, I'm pretty sure that's a moth, but it could be mistaken as a butterfly. Getting that off of this card. And then we also pulled Glastonbury. That was behind there. There's a post on my Instagram. It's quite long with this one. May be relevant to some of y'all for some reason. And we also got Varanasi. So yeah, we have this European, we have this Indian, we have this Externsteine. I can't remember where that's from, so let's look it up. It is the, I keep having to look at it. It's such a funny word. It's fun to say though. Externsteine, Germany. Oh, very interesting. I feel like my German roots are probably the thing that I have the least understanding of, knowledge of, connection to, mostly because all of the, descendants of that part of my family have been probably the most emotionally repressed and unavailable. There's really not a lot I can learn directly from them, but that's the beauty of, learning from lineages and traditions and history, and also connecting to spirit and your intuition and your guides and your ancestors and your angels. But I spend a lot of time with my grandmother from Cuba, and I don't know all that much about my grandparents from Germany. But my dad did get kicked out of Germany when he was in high school. And so I'm sure there's some energetic residue going on there for me, regardless of the deep past. Okay, Externsteine, the energy focus for this card is liberation. Hell yeah. Oh man, we're only 5 minutes in. I hope that doesn't get me flagged. But you know, we do what we can with the censorship balanced with the realness. That's what we do here. So we're just gonna roll with it. Location, Lippe, Germany. It's spelled Lippe. I don't think I have, well, definitely not been there. Not seen that one before though. Not heard of that one before. In the past, present, and future position, first starting with the lower world, representing the past, says, stop! You are drowning in murky waters and you need to be rescued. Norse legend tells of a huge sea snake, Jormungand, and the world serpent, who encircles the earth by biting his own tail like Ouroboros, the snake who represents the circle of life. It is said that when Jormungand lets go, the world will end. Yet the snake does not let go, but instead forever circles the world, ensuring life goes on. As long as you keep learning, evolving, and moving on your path, you will be supported. Externsteine is a place of great esoteric secrets, its true meaning baffling archaeologists. Perhaps you too have forgotten how to access your innate wisdom. The arrow-like symbol on the card is the Tiwaz. Is that a rune? The Anglo-Saxon rune of the warrior god Tyr. It represents the accumulation of many paths or points of view, 3 lines coming together, shown here rising out of the waters of uncertainty and pointing toward awakened consciousness. Are you willing to sacrifice the comfort of the old familiar story that has limited you in the past and be set free? In the middle world, in the present position, it says, for the Teutonic people, the stone pillars of the Externsteine were a place of pilgrimage. Today, many believe that the 12th century carving at Externsteine of the descent from the cross contains a representation of Irminsul, the world tree that holds up the universe and embodies the sacred energy of the cosmos. It is said by some that Irminsul once existed at this very site, but in the 8th century, the Christianizing Emperor Charlemagne destroyed the pagan culture here. Has a part of you been destroyed or taken away? Whether this refers to a former belief, have you changed your opinion to suit a partner or a family member? Your position in the world, have you taken on a more subservient role in a relationship or a way of life? Have you become more materialistic? Know that you are free to go back to what is true to your heart. You are the only power that you need. When you recognize this, your gifts of old will resurface. You are the only power that you need. What a wonderful present moment position message. You are, what is this one, right? Hi. I do readings, indeed. Thank you for asking. I've got some contact info down below if you'd like. I guess we're live, so it might not be there yet, but definitely on my profile on the page. Upper world potential. You are called upon to embrace the possibilities of magic and the occult, to be open to powers that may seem otherworldly or the stuff of fantasy, such as telepathy, mediumship, shape-shifting, remote viewing, and lucid dreaming. To access these abilities, start by focusing on the Rainbow Bridge to Asgard, home of the gods. The Rainbow Bridge links the lower, middle, and upper worlds and frees us to travel between these realms. Our pagan ancestors knew the importance of seeing the world from many perspectives. Will you be able to walk across the Rainbow Bridge to the realm of the enlightened ones? Or will you be imprisoned by a narrow-minded outlook? Tawaz points you in the right direction, upward. And for the ritual for this one, we have the invocation of Asgard. If you'd like to get settled and cozy here for a moment, read the following words with ceremony as you venture on a magical inner journey to the realm of Asgard. As rainbow colors swirl around and I look up to Asgard, then look down, below I see the murky pool of chaos. I have been a fool to try to make it on my own. Instead, I grow weak, I cry and groan. Time to regroup, start again. I call upon the gods of men, who once were honored day and night for strength and valor, force and might. I call upon the gods of old, warriors who were brave and bold, and ask that you accompany me across that deep and murky sea, to rise up within the rainbow bright and journey until the land's in sight. O Asgard, I call upon you, the myth, the legend, it's all true. This I know deep in my heart, and here my journey now doth start. Liberation. So wonderful, so sweet, so perfect for if you're watching this in real time for the springtime that we are having at present with the collective that we have. I would say in the Western world, I feel like we're all just dealing with a lot, even cosmically, solar, electromagnetic, all the things, all the things. So thank you for holding it down and taking care of yourself and being compassionate towards yourself during this very intense time in positive and negative ways, you know? Because we pulled this card, I think it would be so fun if I got us a rune from the collection that my aunt made when she was in high school. And I just took ownership over recently. We had Mother's Day yesterday, and I just received this box back from my family recently. And my father bought this for my mother when I was like super teeny tiny. And I thought it was very cute that these runes ended up in there because family. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I think I even know what this one is. I'm real not up on my runes, but you may recognize this one here. I'm gonna have to, well, I'll look it up online and I'll post something on the community tab. How's that? But I'm almost positive this one has something to do with home. Here, yeah, let me see if I can do it right here. I'm so curious. Let me know, have you had any experiences with drawing runes in the past? And if so, what was that like and why did you go about it, you know? Okay, so Manaz, yeah, I was gonna say Manaz, but I was so scared of butchering it, I think I just skipped over that. Manaz is the 20th rune Okay, so the number 20 may be relevant to you, the number 2 may be relevant to you. It also says it represents humanity, social order, and the collective self. Derived from the Proto-Germanic word for man or human, it signifies intelligence, memory, and interconnectedness. It is often associated with communal harmony, shared values, and self-awareness. Yeah, it's like you cannot have interconnectedness without liberation. And you cannot have liberation without shared values, communal harmony. It's like in order to maintain a healthy family dynamic and a healthy culture, it's necessary to put personal liberty on a high, to value it highly, because personal liberty is going to improve the ability for a community, for a tribe to maintain, to continue, to be sustainable. Because if you are too rigid, like a real dark Capricorn, if you're too rigid and you're too attached to the rules and the way things have been, then it's easier for that to break. And so you want things to go in the same direction, but you don't want to force it. That's why we have free will. That's why God encourages us to move in a certain direction, yet we are given free will. It's not like to psych you out, to set you up. It's not to be like, oh, do whatever you want. Oh, you're bad. You know, it's not about that. It's just about the fact that it is very easy to understand at this point that if you force somebody into righteousness, then they're not moving from righteousness. They're moving from sycophancy, they're moving from fear, they're moving from shame, they're moving from something not healthy, not helpful. And even though that might look on the surface like harmony, it's not actually harmony. And if you are connected to the energy, you can sense that pretty much right away. And so maybe you may have struggled in the past with like being in environments where it looks on the surface in some ways like it should feel a certain way, but it feels different. And it's sort of like this kind of gaslighting that's really easy for people to get away with in a world where most people are so fragmented and disconnected from the energy and unable to read the energy that they're only reading and looking at the external signs of things. That can be really dangerous. It can be really troublesome. Okay. Very, very interesting. I think that I'm going to pull a couple of tarot cards for y'all because I would like to, and I've got a moment. And if you would like to explore Manaz on your own, here, let me get you another image of it so that you can go look it up online or wherever you'd like. I think there's one other rune that's like an M, but it doesn't have the crossover. So make sure you're looking for the right one. Spirit, can I please get a little bit of tarot? Maybe getting into the recent past, the present, and the near future for the collective that resonated with this Externsteine Manaz message today. Please and thank you, thank you, thank you. Please and thank you, thank you, thank you. Please and thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Could I get some clarification on the Queen of Swords in the past position? Please and thank you, thank you, thank you. Could I please get some clarification on the world in the present position? Can I please get some clarification on the Nine of Wands and the Knight of Swords in the future position? There's so much going on in the future. It happened twice. I was only going for one card, but I have 5 for the future, and 2 for the present, and 2 for the past. So there may be something about, something is about to pop off exponentially for you, for better or worse, or, you know, I don't know if it's better or worse, it's just intense. But in any case, we got this Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords in the recent past. And I feel that for many of you watching this message today, if you were resonating with this message, that you were this Queen of Swords in the recent past. And the message that you were speaking on, the truth that you spit out, the thing that you delineated, the thing that you made clear was this Ace of Pentacles, was your physical, tangible goal, like your highest goal. This could be something about like an accomplishment, a medal, award, a recognition. It could be like a house. It could be like a certain, like making $1 million, like reaching a certain checkpoint. It could be getting something physical. But I get it for a lot of you that whatever it is kind of foundational to your identity. It's kind of foundational to your happiness and your fulfillment. And you may or may not have been putting that first. But I would imagine that if it took such a intense, and she's almost like icy and it's just intense, she has to pull things together. She has to set things straight, you know? And so you had some form of pressure to realign to your truth, to reprioritize your truth, to reprioritize your goals, to put your goals first, and to recognize the value that you are worthy of pursuing those goals. I see a lot of people trying to pursue goals, and they're pretending, and they're trying, but they're not all in, they're not committed to it, they're not willing to look stupid, they're not willing to fail, they're not willing, you know? And so you may or may not have been in that energy yourself of kind of hiding from the truth, hiding from your highest desires and your highest goals. And since you've spoken on that, since you've gotten really clear on that, you are seeing change. You are seeing transformation. You are moving through your dreams in a different way. You're not just processing and catching these negative things anymore. You might be doing that as well. But you are actually starting to draw into this dream catcher the things that are your deepest heart's desires that you've wished and hoped for in the private moments of that 2 in the morning in your own bed since you were a little child. Like those dreams are coming in. I also see all of the elements. Oh gosh, I'm forgetting what they're called. I keep wanting to say tectonic, but that's not right. That's the plates. Let me know if you know down below. And then that came up clarified by the Page of Pentacles, which is the very first card in the Pentacles suit. It's like planting a seed. It's like getting something started. So the change the seed of change has been planted, and it's begun, and it's actually, you know, the roots are growing underneath the surface right now, and eventually they will pop out and be much more visible, but you can probably already feel and sense and see some proof of that change happening. Maybe the outside world doesn't see quite as much of that yet, but Page of Pentacles is putting one foot in front of the other, putting a little bit of work in every day. It's like about routine, it's about patience, it's about being all in and not being held back by the idea of falling down or going one step forward, two steps back. Pardon me. It's a card of patience, it's a card of faith. And if you have that patience and that faith, you will find that liberation, you will find that change, you will find those places in the external world where your true desires and your true dreams are represented externally in the external world around you. In the future position, I got initially 9 of Wands with the Knight of Swords. This is giving me very much the energy of running away from something hard. And this may be in regards to a character in your life or some storyline, you know, externally. This may be internal as far as you making a decision to run away from something that's hard, and you do it in the future. You go all in on that, and you understand and you accept that you don't owe anybody anything. You don't owe 9, 10 wands to anybody. Exhausting yourself is not helpful to anybody. It doesn't respect you or others. It doesn't respect your goals. It doesn't respect the future. It doesn't respect the energy. It's not sustainable. 9 of Wands, 10 of Wands is like running on fumes, like living on coffee. So this could actually be as much of a dark energy as it kind of gave off in the beginning. It's almost like a release, an understanding of the truth in the fact that you don't have to prove your worth to anything or anybody through pain and suffering and sacrifice, especially if there's no equanimity in it and you get to the point, to like a tipping point, to a burning out point. You're at 9 of Wands, right? And then you go to the Knight of Swords, because you know after the 9 of Wands is the 10 of Wands, and there's nothing really good that comes of that. That's the end of the line. So before you get to the end of the line, you see it coming. You've already put one foot in front of the other, started planting seeds for what you do want to see in the world. So you have a little sense of the potentiality that gives you the strength to understand that I don't need to just settle in and become complacent and disassociated. That there is hope, that there is a purpose to your choice to stand in the 7 of Wands energy, to protect your peace, to hold your ground, to maintain this image, to protect your bubble, to acknowledge all of these people coming at you down here, but to understand that they have no real ability to touch you other than through this energy, which you have chosen to leave behind, or you will in the very near future for good. And when you step into this 7 of Wands energy fully, you are protecting this dream. And what is this dream? We have the Emperor and the 6 of Cups. This is stability. This is home. This is, if this isn't like your own family, this is like community that feels like family. This is like soul family. This is like sweetness, love, caring, compassion, nostalgia, children, pets maybe, animals. And so it's like sweetness and stability. You have a dream of balancing sweetness with stability, whatever that means for you in your particular situation. And in your near future, you're going to make space for that. You're going to accept the truth for what it is. You're going to run towards this energy, even though it's hot and fiery and intense. It's a productive type of hot and fiery and intense. And you know that now because of your experience putting in the work, putting in the faith, putting in the patience, and seeing things start to grow in a direction that you feel good about, that you feel in alignment with, that you feel motivated from a sincere place to pour into. And because you have that experience now, you can't unsee the truth. You can't unsee it. So you have to walk away. It's really not a choice. He's like on instinct, you know? He's running away in fear, whatever, here it gives that usually. But it's like there's no other choice. This is the way. Because now I see how detrimental this settling and disassociating energy is, not only for myself, but for my loved ones, for those around me, for everybody on earth that I affect in one way or another. There is nothing good that comes out of proving yourself through pain and exhaustion, sacrifice, especially when it's motivated out of shame and fear and guilt and rage. Fear and shame and guilt and rage are excellent indicators of where you should be doing the work, shadow work, emotional work, inner work. But they're not indications of how to interact with the external world exactly. So you take all that information, you take it home with you, and you process it. And you have. So your pentacles are coming to you. You saw this one, right? The Ace of Pentacles. You see? She's dreaming. She's speaking her truth on her dream. And then you start putting in the actual work, and it's just the beginning. But in this work that you're doing, you can see the end. You can see where you're going. Because it's all coming from the same energy. It's a hologram. It's a holographic seed. It's quantum manifestation. And if you have the image and you put in the work, and then you continue to protect it, then that's what you've got going for you in the future. So keep that in your mind's eye. Whatever the Emperor and the Six of Cups represents for you, it's really time to lock in on that, to sink your anchor down right there and visualize this image before you go to bed, when you wake up, when you have a spare moment, when you're feeling down, when you're feeling up. Reflect on what's gonna be in the way of that, or what you fear is gonna be in the way of that. What you're angry about and why you're not there yet. Why you're ashamed that you're not there yet. Why you feel like you don't deserve that. All these things. And whether journaling or therapy or drawing cards or going on vision quests or whatever works for you, you know the tools that call to you, that operate most effectively for you. Go and do that. I was gonna draw some shadow work cards, but I feel like everybody in this group has very different shadow work, so it's gonna get a little fuzzy. So I recommend, again, for you to recognize that you are the highest authority on your energy, and you have everything you need inside of you to take this message, to take this inspiration, and to make it work for you in an individualized way that is aligned with your truth, in a way that's going to deeply impact the world, because you're moving from this authenticity and this sweetness that will create true, sustainable, lasting soul family connections. Love, light, peace, and personal responsibility. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. I will see you next time.